Hello everyone. Today we will look at one of my favorite topics in Python or any coding language, files. Basically, how to mess up with your files. No, really. So we will see how we can read a file. Suppose you have some files on your hard disk, you can open it and look at the file content, or if you want to write something and save it on your hard disk, that's what we are going to look at. It is very simple and easy and straightforward. So what we do is, let us first of all create a file. So I say my file, right, equal to, I use the built-in as a function open, and then I can say maybe our test file .txt is a simple text, plain text file, and I'm going to put a flag write w. So this, what does it do is, see if the file, a test file, if .txt, if that file exists with all that extension and everything, if that file exists, it will open for us. But remember, it is going to erase everything in that file, so you need to be careful while using it. If the file is already in that current working directory wherever I open this IPython program, it is going to delete everything there, so beware of that. So it means you lose all the data, and there will be no questions asked. It will just remove it. So if the file exists, it will open in the write mode flag. If the file doesn't exist, it creates. And so we have a blank file to start with. So now what we are going to do is, I want to say my file, this is a file handler, okay, and the first one is the file name and second is a flag. So this is a file handler, my file, and I can say dot write, let us write something, right, and then close it, the string that you want to write, and then I want to close my file, okay, so that it is properly returned to the file. So now I can look at the file content. I can use more, for example, this is called so you see I already returned that in my file. So now, so the command, it is very simple, right? I open a file, I can put any variable name here, and then this is in a string file name, and a flag we need to specify it is a write. We are going to write it, and then basically use the write method, and then we write. So now on the other hand, so let us, now we have already written something, so let us read the file. So I can say my file, for example, equal to open, right? I'm gonna say read. I can use R flag, but I don't have to. If you just do this, it's also it will read this, it will be open for reading. This is save, it is opening for reading the file in the text mode, okay. And now I can just say here my file dot read, so it gives me everything in the file. Now if I want to, if I do read again, I can't see nothing because we reach the end of the file. So I can use the command, I can use seek, and that's 0, so it will go back to the beginning of the file, and then I can do the read. So you see that again, I'm going to close the file. Now there are some more, rather than just read and write, we have other ways of reading. So let us say, for example, let us create an empty string, okay, and if we say I'm going to write multiple lines for j in range, okay, maybe 10 lines. I'm going to say str plus equal to, I'm going to concatenate, so string I, okay, plus maybe I plus 1, just write, just multiple for testing. I write same line, and I'm gonna put a new line character. So this is basically creating multiple lines, and I'm concatenating back to the same string. And then right, and now we are going to say my file, right, dot open, my file equal to open, right? We are going to write it, and then my file, maybe let's modify str plus equal to my last line, and then we are going to my file dot write, I'm going to say str, right? And then last line will be my file dot close. Okay, so we have all those things, and then now I can basically so you see I see all the, so we have, so one thing I messed up here, this is J, right? So now if you look at, so this is what we have in the file. So now let us read, this is what we write, right? So this is 1 2 3 4 of this etc same file. So now we see that if I do f dot seek 0 and f dot read line, I get that one again, second line, right, again. So I can keep on reading line by line what we wrote, and then I can basically analyze the file. I can, the tools that we use, I can split it or rewrite and process the file. So this is a great way of reading a file line by line. For example, you can use a for loop, right? And another one, if I do a seek 0, for example, I can also do f dot read lines, so I can get the whole thing as a list. And now let us close it, say f equal to open, and say write mode. And then what we are going to do is f dot write, I can for example say write lines, and I can say, I can put, say something like nice, you know, day, for example, and then f dot close. And if I look at cat, so see a nice day. So basically, like we say read lines, you know, I can write if I have a string of a list of strings, I can basically write those as using write line, not just write. Okay, another way. And now one more thing, for example, if another thing what we can do is, for example, so if I take this guy again, everything is fine, yeah, and cat my, so this is what we have. So now if I take that file, I can also read line by line just by doing this for line or l in. I can say open a text file, I can open as a read flag, and I can just say print line. See, so this, in this case what happens is, so it is the L it is going through, it opens this file and it's going through each and every line. So every time sorry, just be good. So every time L is becoming the, it is parsing this file line by line. So every time we do, so every time we are going through the loop, it is giving us one line. So now I can write a piece of code here and process it. So otherwise we can also use open this dot read lines, and we get the read lines, and we get the whole thing as a line, and then we can iterate over that. So we look at this these kinds of reading later. So file reading and writing is quite simple and straightforward. We basically have open, and we can use the file name and read or write flag, and write flag we have to be careful, and then we have methods like write and read lines, read line, and write lines, which we can use to process the files. So I believe it was easy and simple to follow, and thank you very much for watching.